Hello, physics students. I want to make this video to introduce, review, and kind of talk about the expectations for this project that we're going to do. So in this project, our goal is to solve a problem. I'm going to read the prompt of what the problem is. The problem states that with all the advancement in technology, we have not been able to create a rocket that can leave Earth and travel to another planet like Mars and return back to Earth. Today, we're limited in fuel sources and finances in order to do that. Your goal is to create a plan to send a rocket to another planet successfully and return the crew back to Earth after leaving Mars. With that in mind, you must consider several things. And this is going to be a big part of the project. Number one, you actually have to have a plan. You have to analyze what we can do now. Like, how does space travel work now? How do rockets take off? What equations are considered? What things do they have to consider when actually in today's time, using today's technology, what do you have to consider in order for a rocket to successfully work and leave this planet? The next thing is, how do we get those astronauts back? How do they get back to Earth? How do they have ships and technology for that? We mentioned earlier that SpaceX has a program in which the rocket now can leave and actually redock itself, in which it turns itself back around and lands upright. So it's like reusable, and that's a big advancement. And I imagine that somewhere down the line, your plan will have to have something like that. So the first thing that you got to do is research. What do we do now? The second thing you got to do is think about the problems that we have. We're trying to leave this planet, go to another planet, land and dock on another planet with a crew. The limitations that you have, fuel, is a big thing. Do you have enough fuel to leave this planet, land on another planet, but then you still need enough fuel to take off and leave that other planet's atmospheres, gravitational force that keeps you down. So how do you solve that problem? The other thing that you must consider is, I want you to research the finances. How expensive is it for just sending a regular rocket into space? I want you to calculate that to your expenses on what you need. Like, I want you to try to figure out real data. Of course, you're not going to really make this rocket, but you can kind of guesstimate about, like, okay, this costs this much, this costs this much, this is what we may need. So I want you to figure out how much money this is going to cost, because remember that our plan to design this is probably going to work from taxpayers' money, and how are you going to be able to deduce how much money you need? The other thing is, you're going to give a detail of your plan, like very specific details dealing with what equations you're going to use, things of that sort, and that's going to be very important. And don't skimp on the physics from it. Like, this whole deal is about physics. So, I want, the jargon that we've been talking about, Newton's first and second and third law, forces, how do we calculate forces, gravitational force, things of that sort. In your presentation that you're going to make for this, you can use a Prezi, you can use a PowerPoint, you can use whatever you can use. You're going to use your devices, okay? You can use a Google presentation, whatever, platform they have, but you're going to make a presentation, and your presentation is to really sell your plan, okay? You're going to sell your plan, and you're going to sell your plan to me and to the class. Now, understand, this is a competition. So what we want is that, for me as a teacher, I'm going to grade you based off of who wins the competition. With that said and done, that means there's going to only be one winner. Now, some people are going to have good grades. Some groups are going to have good grades. However, some groups are going to have, grades that aren't going to be that good. But one thing for sure, since this is a competition, only one group is going to get a 100. The other groups may have good grades, but there's only one champion. So we're looking for the best group that can present their information, present their plan, okay? And then after that, after they finish presenting, okay, which is going to be next Tuesday, then the class members can ask questions. If I want to debunk another group, I'm going to write down good questions. So when that group present, if I don't want them to get the 100 and I want to get the 100, I'm going to make sure that I write down questions that that group may not be able to answer, okay, about their plan. Like, hey, have you considered this? Or have you considered this? How did you solve this problem? So I want kind of discourse in which you are talking to each other, and I want the competition aspect between it as well, okay? As far as group size is concerned, your groups can be no larger than 3 people, okay? You can go with less people. You can go with 2 people. You can go with 1 person, okay? But that would not be a group that has 4 people in it. If you want to make a group with 4 people, okay, that means that someone's going to have to accept a 0. So that basically is not an option, okay? So you can go alone, you can go with 2 people, or you can go with 3 people, but you cannot go and have with 4 people. You cannot have a group bigger than 3 people. All right. Hey, good luck. We are going to actually present next Tuesday. Okay. We're going to present next Tuesday, and I'm looking up right now the actual date for that. As I open this up, is today's the 28th. The actual date is the 4th of December. So the 4th of December, we do our presentations, and we're going to figure out who has the best plan. Hey, good luck.